There are many times that communications to an operator station may be disrupted for short periods of time. No one is certain what may have caused the problem. Is it an application problem, transmitting device data, or something in the path of the data? These types of problems have created a great deal of troubleshooting in areas which were not the source of the problem. IntraVUE now provides a valuable trending feature that will easily help identify if the communication disruption is a connection or application problem. Right-clicking on any line will bring up a window that contains two important trends. The upper trend is the communications bandwidth. Both send and receive over this link. The transmitted bandwidth is the blue line and the received bandwidth is the green bars. The bandwidth data is one indication of what is happening with application software. The bottom trend is for communication and connection health that is not application specific. The blue line is the percent of failures to respond to ping requests in 1 minute. The green bars are the actual successful ping request times. Here the graph maxes at 200 milliseconds. The limit is set for 30 milliseconds, and we can see that there were several times over the last 3 hours that this device exceeded that threshold. The dialog allows you to view the data over many time periods, selected from a drop-down list. 3 hours, 6 hours, all the way out to 12 months. If we look at the last 30-hour period, we see that the device is operating fairly consistently. This is a very important data point in finding connection problems, such as loose connections or ground faults, or if the communication module is becoming overloaded with other tasks or processor problems. The graphical view makes it easy for an individual to see not only the type of problem, but from the time-based nature of the view, can distinguish probable causes. Let's say you are notified that the data from a PLC is acting erratically. You are told the PLC is robot 10. Let's go to the search dialog and search by name. Open the advanced page. Type in robot and click search. 3 are found. Here is robot 14 and now robot 10. We can see right away from the red line that the device is currently disconnected. Let's click the line. Let's switch to the 3-hour view. We immediately see a correlation between the communication failures and the transmission of data from the device, indicating this is a communications problem. If we saw there were no lapses in the communications graphs at the bottom, yet there were lapses in the bandwidth data at the top, it would indicate an application issue in the device. Switching to another IntraVUE host, I'd like to briefly show you a few more examples of how our software provides the local technician the information to quickly get to the cause of device problems. In this graph we see frequent failures to respond and disconnections. These are indications of poor connections, grounding problems, or a misbehaving device. The blue spikes, ping failures, in the lower graph are clear indicators of a device having problems. During this time, the bandwidth graph shows the data passing through these ports was not significantly interrupted. Connectors or connection problems are frequent in plant floor applications, and IntraVUE is visually showing you that the connection between these devices should be investigated before it affects production. In this threshold dialog, we are revealing disconnects happening during a fixed time period and then recurring at a later time. This can identify a time-based problem, such as a motor starting, creating vibration or electrical interference. The errors can be caused by the device having periodic resets or issues due to other environmental problems. If this device had been transmitting multicast messages, for example, implicit messaging of Ethernet IP, and had the same connection problems, you would have seen a dip in transmitted bandwidth. which would have been seen as delays or sluggish data coming from the device, having nothing to do with the application and clearly a connection problem. By viewing the trending dialogues of other connection points, you can identify the potential source of some of these problems. Here you can see the transmitted bandwidth has suddenly stopped, while received bandwidth continues to be minimal. At the same time, the connection status, ping failures, and ping response times are still at an acceptable level. Since the connection status is operating continuously, the issue here is application or device driver related. In conclusion, the trending feature will be a very valuable method to troubleshoot connection problems, broadcast storms, application lockups, and misbehaving devices. IntraVUE helps you focus on the real problems, anticipate potential failures, and reduces the troubleshooting effort.